All right, people. What up? What up? What up? What up? What's going on? What's going on? It's your boy, Mr. Locario. This is Relationship Talk on Ustream. Um, so today I wanted to talk about women playing hard to get and why they do it, why they think it's necessary, and also I want to talk about like the way women enjoy, or I don't want to say enjoy, but women actually try their best to act like they're not interested. Like some women get off on that just to do it, just on some, you know, I can. It's kind of like I can get back at all the men that did me wrong by dissing you type vibe. You understand what I'm saying? Or I can feel better about myself because I know you want me and I'm gonna make it hard as shit for you type vibe. But I'm gonna talk about all that shit in a minute. But anyway, that's some good ass lemonade. All right, before we get into that, you guys need to make sure you get the book How to Have Sex with Two Women a Day. Bam, this shit is hot, son. All this game in here, man. Look, I got the awesome picture of me in the back right here. You know what I'm saying? Right here. So you make sure you go and pick yourself up a copy of this book. Go to mrlocario.com or ilookseksynaked.com and get yourself a copy of the book. Right? Cool. Anyway, um, what I want to talk about. So before I get into all that, I want to talk about relationship talk on Facebook. That's my Facebook group. If you want to be in that group, go to Facebook and friend me. You type in Hashim Trends Locario, and then I will friend you and I will put you in the relationship talk group. Or you send me a message and be like, yeah, I want to be in a relationship talk group. Holla at me, son. Blah blah blah. Right. So yeah, so basically, some of the stuff they were talking about in the group was, um, they were talking about how would you handle a woman who has a high sex drive, right? Now, a lot of the dudes in there were saying, and I don't want to put people's names out there, but I'll just say, a female, she posed a question. How would you guys, or can you guys handle a woman with a high sex drive? How do you do it? Blah blah blah. Or how would it make you feel? And what I found interesting and kind of sad at the same time was that most of the dudes said that they couldn't find a woman with a high sex drive, or they never experienced being with a woman with a high sex drive. And it's crazy because I mean there's a lot of women out there with a high sex drive. Trust me, there's a lot of freaks out there. There's a lot of chicks that like nothing more than sucking some dick on a Sunday morning. You feel what I'm saying? But which is why they and these ladies, they want to do that. But you have a lot of women out here um will who have a high sex drive and they'll still suppress it. But the thing is that what's sad was that a lot of guys are like, I haven't met a woman with a high sex drive, or I haven't experienced that, I haven't dealt with that, and it's sad. The reason why it's sad is because it's like it's basically saying that there's so many women out here who don't have a high sex drive or don't display a high sex drive. And the funny part is that if these ladies want men, if the ladies want a man, you're gonna have to fuck this guy. You're gonna have to be that interested in sex. So if your sex drive isn't that high, in most cases, it's depending on the guy you're with, it's not gonna be such a good thing. And high depend, it's still kind of relative. It's still kind of objective. Was high to you might not be that high to someone else, and blah blah blah. And I've been with girls who had a high sex drive, and it's good. It's good in certain cases. And it depends. Like I said, it depends on the person. Because if it's too extreme, or what I feel is extreme, it's going to be a problem for me with this girl, because if I'm trying to get some work done and she just needs, to keep fucking, like, you know what I'm saying? That's not gonna work out like that. You understand? Like, or it's like if I'm fucking this chick, but then later on I want to deal with some other girl, or I'm trying to see some other girl. This one girl who I'm dealing with who has a high sex drive, she's gonna keep wanting to, just fuck me, and then I want to move on to something else. But hopefully, her sex drive is so high that she can fuck somebody else. But that's a whole nother story. But a lot of times when you're dealing with a woman who has a high sex drive, I would say you have to applaud her. You understand? You have to support that shit. You have to, because you have so many women out here who don't have any sex drive. It's ridiculous. You have some women or act like they don't have a sex drive. It's disgusting. But anyway, you know, and it all depends on the two people. It depends on how that guy feels about her and how much sex she really needs. I've been with girls who basically is like, yo, I could fuck all day. Like they would really fuck all day. You understand? And I applaud those ladies. I'm like, we need more ladies like you, or we at least need more ladies who are going to admit that they are like that. Because there's a lot of women who are like that. Let's not get it twisted. There's a lot of women who want to do it and who want to get smashed and who want to get it popping. You know what I'm saying? But of course, we live in a society where people are, women are scared to think for themselves and are scared of being called a whore or slut and all this other stuff. So they stop themselves from being sexual. So therefore, it seems like there's not that many women who have a high sex drive. But the thing is that there are a lot of women out here who have a really high sex drive. They're just suppressing it, and they don't want to act on it because of whatever it might be. You understand what I'm saying? But if you guys out there, if you're dealing with a lot of women, and if you're able to have sex with two women a day, you know what I mean? But if you're able to do that, then you're gonna run across some chicks who have a high sex drive. You understand what I'm saying? It's just gonna happen. That's what it is. You feel me? Um. Also, what was happening in relationship talk? Oh, this is what I thought was funny. So in the group, there's a lot of different people that come through the group, but there are main people who will join the group, and they post a lot. Like the main people post a lot. It's like like there's a lot of people who go on there just to look at the post and read what people are saying. Then you have people who actually join in on the conversation, and what happens is that you kind of get to know these people. You kind of you probably go on their profiles, you look at their pictures, you friend request them and stuff. So it's like, and then you kind of get used to the different types of personalities that are in this group on Facebook. So, and it's constantly talking about relationships and sex and dating and all other good stuff, right? Now, what what someone one of the females in the group, she posted a post and she was saying, you know, who in this group can get it? What's your what's your opinion? Like, who can get it in this group, right? Now, it was funny because what I saw was a lot of the guys were admitting, they were like, look, I like her, I would do her, I would do this one, or I would do that one, right? And I just saw the guys talking about it, but a lot of the women weren't responding. I don't know why. They weren't saying which one of the guys can get it. Which one of the guys can get it? And I was thinking, I'm like, why is it that women, for some reason, and I've noticed this, growing up, dealing with women, hanging out with my friends, and dealing with women, and seeing their interactions with women. And what I've noticed is that when it comes to um a woman like letting you know that she likes you and shit, or showing that she's feeling you, a lot of women, not all, but there's a lot of women who display it in this kind of like hard to get way, and this is what I want to talk about today. Like they don't just come out and say it, or they have to play some game. They have to do this like trial run, like of flakiness and mind games or whatever. And this is an example of it, on this message board where you know you're like, okay, who in here do you like? Who would you fuck? Who can get it? And it's just a simple question. It takes you what, less than 30 seconds to write a response. You just write someone's name in that message board, who you feeling, and call it a day. But for some reason, the women can't say it. They don't want to say who they're feeling. They don't want to say it. And I noticed this where, a lot of times, and you guys, you know what I'm talking about, where you talking to a girl or you trying to holler at a girl, and she's, she's chilling with you, y'all talking, y'all, y'all on some vibe and shit, whatever. But you're not really quite sure if she's feeling you yet. You're not sure. Like you kind of get the feeling, because she like, say you, for example, you saw a chick, she's looking at you, and y'all start talking, and you went over because she started looking at you, so she's choosing and shit. Y'all start talking, y'all exchange numbers. You not, y'all go out or whatever. But during the time y'all are hanging out, it's like she she's there, but she's not all the way there. You know what I'm saying? Or you're doing things, you're trying to get physical with her, but she's not really responding. Like she's not really in it. You know what I'm saying? Like, you ever had that time where you chilling with a girl, and you try to put your hand on her leg, and she moved it or some shit, or you're out on a date and you try to kiss the chick, and she's just like, oh, I don't kiss you on the first date, or some bullshit. Like, like they're making it a goddamn obstacle course, to make things happen. So now you're like, damn, like, what the fuck? Like, why are we even here? What's going on? I thought we're grown people. What's happening? Why is this happening? Right? So you're sitting there wondering. You're like, what what's going on with this chick? You understand? And there's a lot of reasons that shit like that goes on. Like, chicks, that can be attention whores. They can already have a boyfriend and they're using you for your money to take them out and all this other shit. But just like on this message board where they're saying, who can get it in this group, and none of the ladies want to say anything. So it's like it's like, just even in that simple thing, it's hard for these women to let you know if they're really feeling you. You understand? Like, I used to, like, when I used to, go out with a chick or whatever, and to me, and I think this goes for most guys, whether they, either said it or thought about it, but I don't consider a chick feeling me until I'm inside her. You understand what I'm saying? Like, I don't count that. I don't feel like you like me. Or I don't feel like we're like officially doing shit until we're doing shit. You understand what I'm saying? Because a lot of other shit just could be chicks playing games, chicks talking all of this shit. They're like, oh yeah, let's get together. They don't get together, or you get together, nothing happens. It's like, so you're still in this limbo of, you don't really know if this chick is really digging you. You understand? Because a lot of times you think a chick is feeling you, but she's just using you to boost her ego. You understand? So it's like, in the whole like playing hard to get thing, you have women who play hard to get because they think that that's what they're supposed to do in order for you to want them more, or they think you like a challenge and all this other bullshit, and they think you want to chase them down every 5, 10 months and shit, like, you know what I mean? So it's like they are used to not revealing how they really really feel it, and they're not used to like getting physical with you in that capacity that quick. There's a lot of women like there's some women, there are exceptions, and these are the women that I like where y'all kick it and it's obvious that she's feeling you. Y'all get physical. It's not a problem that you all up on her. She wants to be all up on you, and everything is just flowing. You know what I mean? But then you have those girls who actually do like you, but then they don't really respond in that way. And then you're like, okay, well, I don't know what the fuck is going on with you. And the same thing with this post where they're saying, yo, who can get it in here? And it's just silence. And a lot of fellas know what I'm talking about, where you ever be, guys be having a conversation with a woman, and let's say even just on some, we're texting each other, right? It seems like as soon as the guy texts the woman about something that's going to lead to a meeting or lead to sex or lead into something in that area, she doesn't respond back. Like you'd be like, oh, so when are we meeting up? When you gonna come over my house? Y'all probably have been texting back and forth for an hour, back and forth, back and forth. Every time you text her, she texts you back. Text her, you ask her how her day was, she texts you back. You ask her, what you did last weekend, what's up with your this, and like every other thing under the sun. Soon as you talk about anything that has to pertain to you getting in them drawers, or y'all meeting up to do something, it's like, yeah, so when we getting together, when you coming over my house? There's no more texting. She just stops texting. You don't hear from her for a little while. You're like, what the fuck happened? I thought we was, you know, conversing and shit. What's going on? You understand? The same thing with this post. It's like, okay, who can get it? Which guy can get it in here? Or who can get it in this message board? And everyone in there knows each other to an extent, like, as far as like who this person is and all this other stuff, how they look and all this or whatever, and their personality and all this other stuff. And for some reason, the women don't want to say it. They don't want to talk about it. And I'm gonna tell you why. The reason why a lot of women do shit like that. The reason why a lot of women they basically play the hard to get you. They do the like, I'm gonna make you wait to reveal how I, feel about you, or I'm gonna like wait to be physical with you. I'm gonna not, when you ask me something, I'm gonna like dance around it, and basically they're not going to let you know yet that they're trying to give you some ass. You know what I'm saying? Because a chick, chicks they'll kind of show hints that they like you, that they're feeling you, whatever. But that don't mean shit in the long run. Like, I don't care if a chick likes me. I don't. I care if you're sucking my dick. That's what I care about. I care if we're fucking. I don't care if you like. I'd rather fuck a chick who hates my guts than hang out with a chick who likes me, and then we're not doing nothing. You understand what I'm saying? So it all boils down to the sex. But the reason why a lot of these women do this stuff and they don't want to let you know that they're feeling you in that way or whatever is because they're scared that if they know that you got them, if they know that you got them, what I mean by got them is that if they know that that they're really feeling you and they're down to fuck and they're down to do this and they're gonna do that and they're gonna make it happen. They know that if you know, and they know that if they make it happen, and if they tell you, and if they follow through with sex and all this other stuff, that they lost their bargaining chip. Okay, let's just thinking a little. They see they lost their bargaining chip. What I mean by this is the women they'll say shit like, oh, I'm gonna make a guy wait to have sex with him because I don't want him to think that, oh, I'm a slut and I want him to really respect me and blah 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 blah. Whatever, all that shit, right? But deep down they know we want the ass. They know we want the ass. So if they have sex with us, right? Then they know that, okay, Dan, like, all right, I gave him sex. Now they fear that that we're gonna just bounce, or that's that since they like, okay, well, they only just want sex, so if they get sex, then I can't get any more of his attention because he got what he wanted. You understand what I'm saying? So, which happens sometimes. Like the guy just wants sex, and so he's gonna fuck you, and that's it. So, but the thing is that they fear that you're gonna leave them and you're gonna do all that if that happens. So this is why when you ask a simple question like you know um on relationship talk, like who would get it in here, and a lot of the women don't respond, it's because they don't want the guy to basically have like the upper hand at this point. They don't, because a lot of times, like especially in today's society, women, they 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 know that the power that their pussy holds, as far as like generally speaking, when it comes to um most men. I'm just saying most men because there are some guys that understand the game and understand that as a man how valuable you are, and what that means. You understand? But that's a whole nother show. I got another show about that. But anyway, just generally speaking, you got dudes who will pay for the pussy, who will trick, who will bend over backwards for chicks, do all this other shit only because of that thing between their legs. You understand what I'm saying? So a woman has to play it, in a certain way, and so she can drag you along and get as much as she want out of you, you know, before it all ends, or it might end depending on what guy she's dealing with, because she's saying to herself, okay, I know this guy wants my ass, so she's like, what do I want? She's like, okay, I want attention, or I want some money. I want him to buy me shit. I want, a man. I want him, like whatever she wants, she's going to try to use her bargaining chip, which is the pussy, and get you to do whatever it is that she wants you to do, or fulfill whatever desire she wants you to fulfill, because she knows that as soon as she gives you the pussy, that her bargaining chip, it starts to dwindle, because you might get the pussy and you still might want more pussy, so she's still gonna use that to her advantage in whatever situation. You understand what I'm saying? But once you've already tapped it once, it's like first it was here, and then every time you tapping it, it's like, okay, I done tapped this, I hit it every which way, I'm getting used to this, or whatever. She's annoying me, I don't give a fuck, whatever. Okay, I'm out. You understand what I'm saying? But until you hit it, it's there in most of the guys' minds, and the women know this. They're like, okay, I want to keep it here as long as I can, because every time he hits it, you know what I'm saying? And then if he loses interest, and then I lose all the attention or the money or whatever the fuck was happening. So this is why a lot of women make it hard, and also they still want to figure out it, like, okay, I want to know if this guy really likes me, because I like him, and I want to know if he really likes me, so I'm gonna hold out, and then I'll do this, because then he'll already like me, so then he won't leave me because he likes me, and I'm like, okay, no, all right, and I've talked about that a lot of times, where you have you have you know you have women out there who play hard to get, because they feel like that's what's gonna make their respect them more. And if he, like, spends time with her, he gets to know her, then he's gonna really like her, and he's just not gonna leave because he likes her. And it hardly ever works out that way. It's usually the guy, he wants to fuck you, he fucks you, and then he decides if he wants to keep fucking you, and decides that, okay, I like this chick who I'm continuing I can't even say continuously fucking. That's what it is. And also, real quick before we go, I want to talk about, you also have women out here who will basically reject you, um because what am I trying to say here? You have women who get off on being, on some. They want to make it difficult just to annoy you and just to say hi, I got you, like whatever. Like I know you like me, and and I know you're trying to get with me, but I'm having so much fun rejecting you. I'm loving it because you're paying me attention, and on top of that, I'm having fun rejecting you because it's like whatever. You understand what I'm saying? Like it makes them feel good to know that you want them, and they don't care that how you're gonna feel about the situation. It's just like, okay, well, whatever. Or the thing is that sometimes a woman will like you, and she likes you, but she will say she doesn't, or she'll blatantly be like, "Oh no, you ain't never getting this," and it's gonna be hard for you to try to get that, and oh, I'm not that type of girl. And if you think you're gonna like, they gotta go through all of this shit because they don't want to look too easy. You understand what I'm saying? They don't want to have that look, so they're purposely saying all of this stuff just to save face, or just to look a certain way. They want to look strong. They want to look tough. Like, oh, you can't get me with your macking, Mr. Mac guy. Even though I want to suck your dick, no, you can't get me. You understand what I'm saying? Like, they're like, I know you're awesome and you're cool, but fuck that. You can't get me. You see what I'm saying? Like, and you can see it on a lot of these girls' faces because I used to talk to chicks, and it was like they just had this urge to tell me how much I can't get them. It was like, well, oh no, well I don't do that, or this is not happening, or this is not gonna happen with me, and oh, you can't just come up here and think you're gonna throw your little Mac Daddy. Then they swear you're always trying to manipulate them, or do some crazy shit. You know what I mean? And it's like even myself, where I try to, I always keep it truthful with the ladies. Like some ladies, I'm telling them, I'm like, yo, I just, I'm really attracted to you. I just want to have sex with you. And they're just like, oh no, I'm not that type of girl, and blah 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 blah. Even though some of them are, because I've heard women talk all this shit, and I've been with women who talk all of this shit. Oh god, it's freaking fire trucks in the background. But yeah, I've been with women who talk all of this shit and then end up fucking me anyway, or end up wanting to do me anyway. It's just like, come on, really. But anyway, we got two more minutes left up in this motherfucker, so remember, make sure you guys go to MrLocario.com and iLookSexyNaked.com. Check out all the shit. Check out. Make sure you get my book, How to Have Sex with 2 Women a Day. Look at this. Got like game in there. Oh my god. Oh yeah. Look at that. This, look like this, and these are my other books right here in the back, so you can see. You got the Mag 10 audiobook, the DVD that teaches you what you need to know about sex, dating, relationships when it comes to women, and also my free audio seminar, The Truth About Women. So you can get all that shit, and then you get this book, you open it, and then you see all the hot game in there. It is awesome. Explore your options. Yes. All right. Enough of that. All right, cool. So make sure you go there and you get that shit. Holla at your boy, Mr. Locario. The truth is inside you, people. Shout out to all the people that's been supporting the movement, and you guys keep being honest, being truthful with yourself, and everything that you want to happen and manifest will manifest because it must. Okay, because you're being honest with who you are. That's the essence of what we're about. All right. So I'm out of here. Thanks for watching. Hit me up on Facebook. Go on to Relationship Talk. Type in my name, Hashim Shenz Locario, when you get to Facebook, and I will add you guys. All right. I am out of here. Peace. Later.